using the ScikitLearn library. So here I imported the NumPy library, which is used for mathematical operation, and then Pandas, which we are going to use for data pre-processing, and then model selection, which we are going to use to split our dataset into training and test set. And then here I've created this variable to store the CSV file, the tennis CSV file, which I have in my PC. And then here I read the CSV file, and then I stored it into the data variable. So visualize the information in our data set. We are going to use the data and then the info method from the Pandas library. And then, as you can see, in my data set, I have 14 rows, and then I have a total of 5 columns. I have the outlook, the temperature, humidity, wind, and then play. Play is going to represent classes. One, which is going to represent if one is going to play tennis based on these features. So if you remember from my previous video, I said that naive Bayes assumes that there is independence between the features. That means that the presence of one feature doesn't affect the presence of the other feature. That means that if the temperature is high, it doesn't mean that the humidity is high, and if it is windy, it doesn't mean that the temperature is high. The next thing is we are going to display the columns. To do so, just use dot columns. And then the next thing is we are going to display the first 5 items in our dataset. To do so, we use the dot head method, and then we pass in 5 as the argument. As you can see, if you want, you can display the last five items in our dataset. And to do so, you use the data.tail method, and then you pass in 5 as the argument. As you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And then the next thing is we are going to define our X features. To do so, we use the dummies method from the Pandas library. So this creates dummy variables. So if you guys are not familiar with what are dummy variables, I'm going to put a link in the description below that is going to explain what are dummy variables. So here we're going to specify the columns. And then the next thing is we are going to define our labels. And then to do so, we use the data frame method. We use the data frame instance. And then we specify the column we want. Okay, sorry guys, this should be PD. And then we can print the information. And then the next thing is we are going to split our data set into training and test set. To do so, we import the model selection. the model selection instance from scikit-learn, and then we import train test split from model selection. So we pass in our features, our labels. Then we are going to divide our data into 20% training set and then 80% training set. So the next thing is we are now going to use the Gaussian naive Bayes from the scikit-learn library to make predictions. So to do so, we need to import the naive Bayes from scikit-learn library. So in this tutorial, I'm going to use the Gaussian naive Bayes. We are going to create an instance of the Gaussian naive Bayes. The next thing is we are going to fit our training set into our model. So to do so, use the .fit method from the scikit-learn library. The next thing is we are going to make predictions. So to do so, we use the dot predict method from the scikit-learn library. Then we are going to print. We're going to print the predictions. Oh, I'm sorry. So as you can see that if we provide these values, it's going to predict that we are going to play golf. And then the next thing is we want to evaluate how our model is performing. So we use the dot score method from the scikit-learn library, and then we pass in the test set. So here we pass in the test set because our model was trained on the training dataset. So we pass in the test set because we need to evaluate our model on variables or values which the model has not seen. And then we are going to print the score. As you can see that our model is an accuracy of 33%. The reason being is that I have 14 columns. So 14 columns, the data is not enough for our model to generalize well. So one thing to do if we want to increase the accuracy of our model is we need more data, and to solve this is we need to add more rows into our dataset. As you can see, I have only 14 rows in our dataset, and the model is having a difficulty in generalizing. So the solution here is to find more training data and then train our model, and then if you increase more training data, you can see that the accuracy of our model can improve. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope this video helps you a lot. And then the best thing you can do is you can try the Gaussian naive Bayes on different data sets which you can find on Kaggle. Thanks for watching.